Alright, well we're out on the river running on these new batteries. Alright, I'm happy to report that the new LIFEPO4s are charged and good to go. I've had to keep a little heater here in the boat just to keep the temperature up enough so it could charge. There are some kind of lines you don't cross with temperature as far as charge and discharge these batteries go, but I think we're safe on that. Now, being that they are fully charged, I don't want to leave them fully charged too long. Ideally, we're going to store these between 50 and 80% capacity. And obviously, here during the winter, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of running around on the boat. That said, I can't take it out today to run off any of that charge. It's going to be a high of 37 degrees today, and it just sounds freaking miserable to me. So, a few days from now, it'll be a little warmer, back up into the upper 40s. About a week from now, we might see the 60s again, so it won't be too long being stored at this level. We'll get out and burn off some of this energy soon, and that will also allow me, now that it's fully charged, to program this bad boy. I've already got a shunt and some hardware installed here that this hooks into. So right before I take the boat out, I'll install this bad boy. We'll program it up. We'll be able to actually monitor our usage as we're on the move. And yeah, finally get a good idea of our new performance capability with these batteries. I'm excited, y'all. Alright, so I had this old battery monitor that was in this hole right here. So I want to reuse that hole, I think, for this. No need to make more holes. This is pretty close. I got to trim off this little edge right here so that this will fit. And then it's still going to have some play up and down, which is actually how this one holds in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this bad boy home, and I'm going to make a slightly larger than it cut of plexiglass that will have a hole in it to accommodate this, and then we'll drill some holes so it'll just pop right back in. So all I'll have to do is shave this little edge right here, put this inside of that plexiglass frame that's going to be about this size, and then screw it on. All right, I've got this piece of plexi here. It's whoa, pretty thin, but I mean, I don't really need it to support anything. I'm just going to be using it to mount our monitor again. So my only concern here is if I can actually cut a hole for that thing to fit without cracking the frame. So I might have to cut the hole, first, and then cut out larger from there. I think that's going to be the plan. All right, so here's my battery monitor, and I've got my piece of plexi here. Let's see, so because I'm worried it might be a little brittle, I'm going to give myself an extra wide frame, because I mean, it's going to mount, it's this thick, there's not going to be something big sticking out or anything. I'm not too concerned about that. So what I'm So I can't find the right part for my roto zip Dremel thing, whatever. So I'm gonna see if I can't use a spiral saw bit on my drill. I might just crack this new piece and have to start over, but we'll see. Well, that didn't work. Take two. This time I'm going to drill my corners with a regular drill bit first, and then come back with that spiral saw, because like I tested it a little bit right here, and it does actually start cutting through fairly nice. It just doesn't care for starting the process. So try number two. All right, I've managed to drill all 4 corners of the hole I need to cut out. This hole will match up with the bottom corner that's already in the boat. And then I moved these out from where they would have originally been, so they'll grab into new terrain, and yeah, this will work. So now let's see if I can remove the center square. All right, gonna try this bad boy. Gonna take it out first and then undo the blade, see if I can't get it through my starter hole there, and try to work my way around. Hope this works. All right, seriously, forget this thing. I'm way overthinking it. Look familiar? This is what I made the screens out of. So I'm gonna use a chunk of this. I think this is gonna be a little easier messing around with that plexiglass. Step 1 done already. I don't know why I just didn't do this in the first place. All right, it fits. Now, go get some stain on this thing and a little poly, and then I can push this thing all the way in to make it snug, take it to the boat wired up. All right, well, I found this stuff from the old house my wife bought like 10 years ago from some project, and never opened. I just took care of that. But 3 coats on here. It's supposed to be metallic and shiny and stuff when dries, so whatever. I don't really care, but it was here. I already had it. Didn't have to buy something new. So we'll get that battery monitor plopped in there soon and installed in the next day or 2. All right, well, that came out pretty good. Nice snug fit. It'll mount up nice, couple of screws right there in that old spot. Take care of that today. Hey, what's up everybody? This is my first patrons only post. I've just finished setting up my Patreon account, so if you'd like to become a patron, now's your chance to get your first month's membership at 90% off. Just use the code F9C7B to get 90% off your first month, and you'll get access to all of the early content that I'll be posting there. Ho 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 ho, like a glove. All right, so I'm gonna just double check that all my current or voltage that is holding on this system. I have no reason to suspect that it's not. And then I'm gonna go ahead and mount this and wire it up, but I'm not gonna mount it upside down like that. I was just testing y'all and you didn't even notice that. Ha! Joke's on y'all. All right, we had 53.9 when we actually checked it. And if you look here, 100% at 53.84, so boom, we're good to wire up this monitor. All right, well, it's wired. Now I've still got to program it though. All right. Oh, whoop, what am I doing? All right, well, I've got it all programmed for us now. 280 amp hours. We're at 100% capacity, and we shall see on our first trip what our discharge rates look like and get an estimate of how long we can roll on. I don't know why I keep hitting that. All right, it's cold, monitor's in, going home for tonight. All right, tide's up, temperature's okay. Came down to do a little test run, but that guy, I don't know if you can tell, yeah, it won't let me zoom from this angle, but big barge and tugboat just came up, and they stir up the water so much, like with the props, that with my, you know, keel coming down as it does, like it's just, it makes the whole boat like do this unpredictably almost. So and take my time, you know, wait a few minutes, let the all those little eddies chill out and stuff, and then get ready to take the boat out and see what kind of usage we get on these batteries. All right, well, we're out on the river running on these new batteries. Yeah, I've Got it at my preferred RPM, where it seems the quietest to me. I'm gonna get up here to a bit of a straightaway and just maintain this and let it kind of, I guess, let the battery why can't I say those words? I'm going to let the battery monitoring system, I guess, collect some data for a few minutes, figure some averages. I don't know. I'm gonna let it do its thing for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna go down there and read it on this next straightaway. I'm just gonna, you know, clamp down the steering, take a peek for about 30 seconds, and pop back up. It's a beautiful but cold Christmas Eve day here in Virginia, out on the James using the new batteries. Hope everyone out there has a very Merry Christmas tomorrow, a safe, happy holiday season. And yeah, good seeing y'all out there. Can't wait to see you all out here on the water. Well, it's not really giving me much information after I got back. I mean, it says I dropped in voltage, but it also says I'm depleted, which I am not. I guess I might have to still set a lower extremity on this thing, or maybe it's a piece of crap. Could go either way, but... Alright, so I'm reading 52.8 volts on my multimeter. The little battery monitor system says I have 53. The chart says that puts me, let's see here, between about 55 and 40% or so. 55 and 30%. So it's a pretty big gap in readings there. Either way, I've depleted the battery enough so I can store it for a while, but I don't know. I'm going to come back down later and check it again. Maybe it's just like uneven charge distribution again and like need the, you know, the balancer to do its thing. I don't know. But either way, I didn't go that far. I'd say I may have done 2 miles out in the open river. And of course there's no breeze now, so getting into the marina was easy, but getting out, it kept blowing my bow back into the marina, so it took quite a bit of maneuvering getting out originally. But still, I feel like I shouldn't have used half of my battery charge. So I don't know, I'm gonna read up a little more on this. Even when I was like riding it basically what I consider full tilt, you know, the engine will go a lot faster, but I don't need to, and that was pulling 2.5 kilowatts. So safe discharge on these individually I think is 10. So I mean, I should be well within range there. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. Happy, don't get me wrong, just intrigued. Now forgive the mess that's still here you're about to see. I'm actually down here today to clean this up a little bit, put on a couple of wire buses so that when I do add in an inverter, it'll be a little easier and cleaner. But then I'm putting the stairs back together, so again, forgive the mess. Alright, so it's time to get all this crap put back together. I'm satisfied. The one thing I do want to do, update on that battery charge, by the way. It's reading well, it's reading 53.4 volts right now, which is actually 80% charge on the battery, so that's perfect. I don't know, it's strange. I think this battery monitor might just not be quite suited to my setup, but I mean, based on usage and output and everything, like I'm usually, like if I'm going as fast as I'm gonna go with this motor, I'm usually using about 2,500 watts, right? And so I've got these batteries wired together for 48 volts, and you know, individually they're 12 volts and have about 14,000 or so, you know, watts worth of power in them, with the safe discharge rate of about 10,000 watts per hour. But again, I'm using 2.5 at 48, so I should have about the same amount of watts at that voltage. And so by my thinking, and that's probably where I'm messing up, by the way, me thinking, but by my thinking, that should give me about 5 hours to run without completely depleting the battery. So I mean, that's a pretty good day. I mean, that's up to the city and back. It's a decent range. A lot depends on current, tide, and wind, but that's pretty decent right there, especially if I can get solar on here. And you know, in practice, we'll see how much range I actually have with this. May want to consider either like a really powerful solar array or adding in a second bank. I don't know, but I'm not worried about it at all right now. This is more than adequate for family fun on the river and the kind of trips I've been taking. That's a big fish, big pond issue. I don't need to worry about the Bahamas yet. So, enough talking. I'm gonna build these stairs again. Well, it's nice to finally have these steps off that table over there, but it's a mess in here. I don't got a lot of time today because my heating's out at home. I got to run to Lowe's, but do a little trash out real quick, just so I feel better about the boat a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. I'll get back to you on what's next. Alright, so I did some consolidation. This is a bunch of stuff I need to take home. General straightening up though. Got an entire trash bag full of stuff to get out of here. It's still kind of a vacant boat. I almost echo a little bit in here. All of the summer fun stuff is out. Sails are back there hanging out with an empty bottle of antifreeze for the water tank. But anyways, it's a lot cleaner. We got the steps back in. I guess I should move the trash out of the way. Got the steps back in, so good to go. I gotta get out of here and go get some stuff at Lowe's for the project at home. Well, I believe I've decided what the spring project is gonna be. It's gonna be kind of a big one. I'm gonna have to buy stuff for it piece at a time as we get on in the season here. Kind of letting the cat out of the bag on Patreon, so if you're really interested, you know, you can go check it out there. Would love to have you. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this episode, please, you know, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you got something out of this, you know, maybe think about joining us on Patreon or YouTube membership if and when I ever get that going. But anyways, thanks for watching, y'all. Can't wait to see you out there on the water.